is only war.
What is up, gents? World top 40k player and a Recon Marine Keevil, Dirtbag Nation, bringing you a video about Death Guard. We were ranked #1 Death Guard play in the world last year. We loved it, had a blast. It was super fun running Virulent Victorum and Taliban Summoners at Worlds last year. Now we got 11th edition coming up, so we wanted to do a list for you guys, or a couple lists, to give you some ideas on where to start and what you should be doing for 11th edition going forward. 11th edition is so different than 10th edition. I do think Death Guard are in a good spot. They're very tanky. Take and Hold might be a really good one. Purge the Foe also might be a really good one. But now it gives us a whole bunch of different detachments that weren't top tier in 10th edition. 11th edition, they might be top tier. Looking at different stuff like the Poxwalker detachment and Morty's Hammer, but all vehicles, like no defilers and shit like that, could be different. So yeah, I think Mortarion still is good in the Poxwalker one, but mainly Virulent Victorum. But Virulent Victorum's 3 detachment points, so you can't bring anything else to tie with it. So basically, it's the same list as what we were running before. But in this video, if you guys are new to the channel, thanks for clicking on the video. You guys want to support us, head over to the Patreon. That way you get a coach, professional coach in your corner. You get to join the Discord as well. And these shirts, the red, white, and blue shirts, we have Typhus on a shirt as well, especially a backwards hat. And then we have all of this. We just updated this merch as well. So if you guys are interested in any of these designs, you can head over to the store down below. Click on the link. It takes you to our website. Keevil's been working really hard on that. And there's a book coming up in July. So it's a 40k book, not about 40k. Basically the mindset of how to be a competitive person and an awesome dude. It's a really cool book. There's a lot of good experiences. Keevil worked his ass off on it. That's coming out in July. So check out, stay tuned for that, again, in the description below. And we are still selling, we actually just sold 4 of them like yesterday, the Lord of Contagion old school proxy. If you guys are interested in that, stay tuned towards the end of the video. But yeah, let's get into it. We're going to go over 5 or 6 lists of different ideas that you can kind of tweak into your playstyle on Death Guard for 11th edition. All right, guys, thanks for clicking on the video. If you guys want to support the channel, stay tuned towards the end of the video where we'll go over all of this stuff, as well as any of the links in the description below for laser lines, shirts, and gear is in all the description. So stay tuned towards the end and enjoy the video. All right, some of them are going to be goofy. Some of them are going to be pretty competitive. It's not 100% fine-tuned. These are just ideas that I've been doing for the past 2 days. I did the Chaos Space Marine list. I did the Grey Knights list. We're doing the Death Guard list. We did the Orcs list. So we're kind of just trying to give a lot of newer players and people that are coming back into 11th edition just ideas on what to be doing for 11th edition and trying to help you guys get started. So that's kind of the whole point of these videos. If you like these types of videos, let me know in the comments below if you want to keep seeing them, or if you want like a tier list or stuff like that. But there is a lot of stuff coming up in 11th edition. So super excited about 11th edition. Me and Keevil are fucking pumped. So we're going to start off Demon's Ally Drone. So this essentially is the Taliban task force. So this is the one I was running in Worlds, and it was kind of the underdog. Like it was very scary because people didn't know it. People knew the Morty's Hammer and the Virulent Victorian, but when you show up to this with people all over the world and they're like, what the hell does this do? You're off to a good start, because now you have a lot of stuff that you can be doing to your opponent that they have no idea what to expect, especially everything coming down within 6 inches. Hopefully they change the 6-inch charge. Like if they say come outside of 5 inches, then you need a 6-inch charge. I don't know if they're going to FAQ it or not. It's probably not. We just have to, basically we got degraded to a 7-inch charge on most of our stuff compared to a 6-inch charge. So that was kind of a big deal. But let me minimize this. All right, cool. So starting off, Taliban Summoners. This lets you bring demons as well as the Death Guard. And this one is kind of going more towards a leadership debuff. Because let's pull up Taliban Summoners. You're able to bring 1,000 points of demons. And this actually I have two of these lists. This list is like the more competitive one, and then there's a super fun one with a bunch of plague bears. But this is disruption. Disruption's good. You basically want to bring a lot of infantry units to do actions and monkeys, and you want to stop OC on your opponent, so you want to kind of force battle shocks, and this detachment's really good at forcing battle shocks. But basically, you give contagion within 7 inches to the demons, and then the demons extend the contagion another 3 inches. So basically, you can add 3 to the contagion range, and then also if you wanted to tie this in with what is the single point? This one or this one? You can get an additional 3 inches if you're led by a character. So this detachment, we have 1, 2 characters. Really 1 character that we're going to be leading. So that Death Shroud unit's going to have like a 12-inch range by turn 2. So you start with 3, go to 6 if you're within range of a demon, and then 9 on turn 1 if you have an extra 3 inches. So turn 1, you can have 9 inches contagion if you're a leader, and then by turn 2, you have a 12-inch contagion. So do that with which you will. Yeah, but the Taliban summoners, it's all demons, really, but the cool part about this is the Great Unclean one actually has a good enhancement. So this Knell, which is in the battle shock step of your opponent's command phase, each enemy unit within 6 inches, so it's an aura of his big-ass base, is below its starting strength. So as long as they just took a wound or one guy died, they must take a battle shock test at -1. So you can pair that with any... the Bell guy, -1. You can pair it with the Plague Marine, -1 leadership aura. So if you have a whole bunch of Plague Marines running around, you could pair that really well. So you can kind of like stack the minuses. And also I think Flyblown has a strat. This one right here. So 1 friendly engage Plague Marine unit. Battle shock at -1 to the enemy makes a battle shock roll -1 to the battle shock. So that's the start of the fight phase. So you're not really going to get that because this is only the 1 phase with the battle shocks. This is only the battle shock phase. But it's good on this big ass dude that's really hard to kill. And you're just forcing battle shocks in their command step without really doing anything. So this is why we have this on the Great Unclean one. Plus the Great Unclean one makes everybody like, he's toughness 13. Rodigus, if he's near, he's toughness 13. And then all the Plague Bearers are toughness 6. So super tanky dudes. Then we have the Lord of Contagion. He's got the Beckoning Blight. This is the strat of this detachment. So the Beckoning Blight is basically when he's on the table, you can then summon demons outside 6 inches of the opponent. So you're going to need a 7-inch charge. It used to be a 6-inch charge, but now it's a 7-inch charge. But you're basically just dropping demons all over the place. The benefit of this, let's see if it changed. This just says each time Plague unit from your army is set up on the battlefield using the Deep Strike ability, wholly within 12 inches of the Beckoning Blight unit, so wholly within 12 inches of your Lord of Contagion, it can be set up anywhere that's more than 6 inches away. Now, what you can do with this, which is what was super startling to some people, is you can actually rapid within 6. So let's say they're moving up, they're about to charge you. You have Plague Bearers in reserve, you have Nurglings in reserve, you have Rodigus in reserve, whatever. You have people off the table. They're moving up to go charge you. You just like, you know what? Rapid outside 6 of you and just screen off the unit that they really want to charge, and now they have to charge Nurglings or Plague Bearers instead of you. So you can kind of like create a screen during the rapid step with one of your demons with this enhancement. So it's really good to kind of like put something within contagion range. The Death Shrouds can come down outside 6 on turn 2, and then you could just plop a demon 12 inches away outside 6 of the opponent. So it extends the threat ranges essentially. You don't have to get everybody in contagion. You only need one person within contagion, which is good for the spawn. And then your Death Shroud come down, right? And then you can just drop in demons all over the place. So when I was running this, I was running Rodigus, and he was basically just coming down. Plague Bearers were coming down, and the Nurglings were all coming down. So I had like 4 or 5 6-inch charges on turn 2. It was dumb. So that's basically this detachment. There is a extra 2 attacks for Fell Harvester if you want to bring that. And then this one, we're going to go into the second list with this detachment. But Beckoning Blight is on the Lord. I had the Beckoning Blight on a Lord of Virulence in my other list, but this list we have 2 big guys. The other competitive list, I only had Rodicus. So that gave us an extra 280 points to play around with. Then we have 2 Malignant Plague Casters, the Plague Bus. If you guys haven't seen the Plague Bus video and you were like, what the hell is a Plague Bus? Go watch my Plague Bus video. It still works for 11th edition. But it's basically 2 Malignant Plague Casters in a Rhino, which just hit hard as fuck. Rodicus, he's got the -1 OC, -2 speed. He's hard, just super tanky. He buffs demon units, so he gives them extra damage. He's got a flamer, hits hard, really good. So he's awesome. 2 Plague Bearers, they have sticky. So this is the only detachment besides Virulent Victorum that we can have that gives sticky. So sticky in competitive play, super strong. So with these guys, you're basically going to sticky your home field with them, and you're going to like go to your expansion because they're infantry, so you're going to stay hidden most of the game, and you're just going to go to your expansion and just like make that sticky have 2 OPSEC on everything. So they're tanky enough to defend your home field and the expansion objective, and then just make it sticky for the rest of the game. Then you have a second unit in reserves that can come down outside 6 and make it an easy charge, or the objectives are so big now that you could literally like deep strike outside 8 and steal an objective, or rapid and steal an objective. You know, if they're like, oh, I'm going to put 1 guy on this objective to try and claim that with my take and hold or whatever. And you're like, nope, rapid. And then here's 10 or 20 OPSEC. They're like, fuck. Also, I think you can, shit. No, it's outside 6. I was going to say, if you were within 6, then you can spend 2 CP and heroic. But it was really good heroic. So let's say you rapid it within 6, and then they go to charge you in the charge phase. You can then heroic with the unit that you rapided. So 1 Rhino, Beast and Nurgle for the scout, Spawn for the scout. So 2 scouting units. The Beast and Nurgle you can have in deep strike, but he's really good at just kind of like scouting and being super annoying with the hidden rule. Same with the Spawn. So Spawn super tanky, hidden, scout. 1 Death Shroud unit for the Beckoning Blight and have some extra damage. 2 Heavy Blight Launchers. This thing we're trying out. So this is going to block out your home field. So you can basically have the Plague Bearers like sticky it and then kind of run forward to the expansion objective, and then your the Magnifier is blocking out 12 inches from the home field pretty aggressively. A 6-man unit Nurglings went up in points. I think 20 points they actually went up. That sucks. Poxwalkers, 1 extra infiltrating unit to try and get, you know, super annoying turn 1. Another unit of Nurglings. These guys are in deep strike in case I need them to come down and do an action in like the enemy deployment zone, or not an action, but like just be in the enemy deployment zone, and you can res Nurglings in this in this detachment. So the 6-man you're playing pretty aggressively, because as long as they're not battle shocked, you're actually able to destroy them. Bring them back again. So you basically, if you bring a 6-man and they die, you have an extra 6-man unit that's just going to come down, and it's any time. So like, let's say they die turn 1, you spend it, and then on turn 2 you just bring them down within 6 inches and then charge again and just be super annoying with the -1 hit. There's also another good strat. God, this attachment's so good. There's another good strat where this one, so if the Nurglings are in combat, you can shoot into combat with blast and anything you need, and then you don't suffer the penalty, because the Nurglings, anything on a 5+, they'll just take a mortal wound. So I did this with Rodicus one time. Rodicus was like in combat with a big 10-man Terminator unit, and I spent a CP and I just shot my heavy blight launchers into it with blast. So it's like D6+3 blast, or D6+ blast. And I was just murdering Terminators. And any 5+ I roll on the wounds, or to wound him, he'll take a mortal wound, but he's got a 6 Feel No Pain, doesn't matter. This is really good also with Nurglings. And then there's another good strat, which is really good for the leadership. So this one right here, your opponent's movement phase, when an enemy unit, excluding monsters or vehicles, falls back, 1 Plague Legion unit, so any of the Legion, or any of the demons, until the end of the phase, while an enemy unit within engager range of your unit, each time the unit selected to fall back must take a leadership test. If the test fails, they must remain stationary. So this basically, they're just stuck, so they can't fall back. So if you have like a great and clean one, they're going to be -1 to hit if they shoot you. If you're in cover or like get any type of cover, you're going to be -2 to hit if they shoot you. The Nurglings just can't be shot. The Plague Marines can't be shot. or the plague bearers, and then if you have like Death Shroud tied in there as well, then they can't be shot. It's a lot of good rules and strats that this detachment has. So this is like a really good competitive list. There's also, Poxwalker's a good competitive list if you're looking into the Taliban summoners, which I would highly suggest. You can also pair it with any of the other single point detachments. If you want to kind of combo that, you can give these guys, assault. You can give the extra 3-inch contagion range. And what was the other one? And then Plague Marines, which we don't have really any. So probably the other two. All right, so that's our first list, guys. Let's get into list number 2. Cheers. This is our essentially standard Virulent Vectorum list. So this list was our main list that we were running for a while. This is the one we won, or we came in third with Nova. We won Lone Star Open. What do we won 1 or 2 events last year with Death Guard. Like, we were just crushing Death Guard. That's how we got to number 1. And this was like the main. This was when it was like super busted, but this was the list that we were running. And it's 3 detachment points, take and hold. So you kind of want to be just as tanky as possible. This could be changed with like 10-man Blight Lawn Lords, Lord of Virulence. Just kind of try and be like as super tanky as possible. But with the Demon Prince, because it's just clutch, like gives everything cover, even in the open. Even Morty. And then you have the 5 of Feel No Pain, so it's a mini Morty running around. I was talking to one of my Dirtbags, and he was running Virulent Victorium without the Demon Prince. I was like, bro, like, dude, the list is made for the fucking Demon Prince. Like, free strat, cover, he's lone up, he's 2 up 4 with the 5 of Feel No Pain. Like, he's just insane. He put him in, he's like, yeah, this guy is fucking nuts. Lord of Contagion with the Furnace of Plagues. This is the hard-hitting dev wound one, which I think it's the Furnace, right? Virulent Victorum, enhancements, the Furnace. Yeah, devastating wounds. So basically when he charges in, he gets +1 strength and attack. So it's like 6 attacks. It's sustain, lethal, and lance. So you're going to be wounding most stuff on 2s. 5s, 4s on big stuff, most stuff on 2s, and then devastating wounds. So 3 damage, devastating wounds. It's kind of really good. Shit. So let me pull up the Lord of Contagion, because I haven't run Death Guard since last year. But we're gonna put them on the table. Don't worry. So Lord of Contagion, melee. So strength 9, so strength 10. 3 damage, AP 2, 6 attacks. So 6 attacks, hitting on 2s with sustain and lethal. So sustain and lethal. And then wounding on 4s on big stuff with dev 3 damage. I think I one-shotted a Dorn with this guy. I probably wounded him 4 times and then like 2 or 3 dev. Yeah, probably 4 times and then 2 or 3 dev. He failed like 3 or 4 of the saves and then just straight dev, and he just one-shotted a Dorn. That was just insane. That was at Lone Star. That was at Texas. We're going to be at Lone Star again this year, so if you guys are there, come up and say hi. Lord of Virulence gives the rerolls and just all around good. Full rerolls to wound. If you do the -1 to save, he's actually really good now in 11th edition. Because all the -1 to wound, or -1 to their save, ignoring cover, no extra save that they have is going to be really good. The Plague Bust, this is what we added at the end, right after LVO, because we needed something to kill screens and stuff like that. And then Big Ol' Morty went up, but 400 points. We have the Rhino for the Plague Bust. We have the Blight Lord Terminators. This is a 6-man. Yeah, so this is the 10-man Blight Lord Terminators with the Lord of Virulence. Full reels to hit, full reels to wound with the strat. You could do -1 damage for 1 CP if you have the Demon Prince nearby. They can get a reactive move. They can fight on death. They can shoot back. So if they're within 6 inches of Morty, if they shoot these guys and they just fucking shoot back, like, that's kind of scary. If they're within the closest range, I think they get +1 strength and AP. yeah, these guys are just bonkers. So I didn't put the weapons on them, but you guys can put whatever weapons you want on them. Chaos Spawn, Death Shroud Terminators for the Lord of Contagion, 2 Heavy Blight Launchers, and a unit of Poxwalkers. So the Poxwalkers probably aren't going to like be infiltrating as much. You might like tag your home field and then infiltrate to tag the top left objective because it's only like 2 inches away from your deployment zone. And then on turn 1, you can like just hide them a lot easier. But everything is going to give sticky anyway. So we still have the spawn to move up, make it sticky. So this is a scary all-around good list. So yeah, list 3. Let's go. Morty's Hammer, all engines. This is a really good one for the Purge the Foe because you just want to be super aggressive. We can't tie this into whatchamacallit, the Demon Engine one. So we can't go Morty's Hammer and the Demon Engine, which would be cool. So I forget if you want to do anything else. Flyblown Host. No, I don't need fly. Oh, you could probably, because there are leaders, because we have the Lord of Virulence, so that is a leader with the Death Shroud. What else can you put with this guy? So +3 Contagion with the Death Shroud, that's not bad. Flyblown. It's all Plague Marines, so can't do that one. Any good enhancements? -3 detection. Plague Marines. Yeah, so you probably go this one, honestly, just with the extra 3 Contagion. Any good strats you can do? +6 detection range. That's really good. And then you can also do an action while shooting. So they can come down, not get shot. Or no, he's not going to be leading. I'm sorry. It's Death Shroud Terminator is solo. So he's by himself. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. You basically bring in Purge the Foe anyway, so it's up to you if you want to run that. But yeah, just look into like the secondaries or those to see if there's anything that you want to add into it. But Lord of Virulence by himself, he's got the lone op and he like picks something, gets to reroll the wounds. This is the Morty's Hammer. This one. All right. So all bearers within 3 inches, so he's lone up. And reroll the wound roll of 1. So anytime they're shooting within 3 inches of this guy, they get to reroll the wound roll of 1, and then he buffs all the blast weapons as well. So he's just gonna sit back and kind of camp. And then we have 2. You could tell there's a trend with the plague casters. The plague bust is just so freaking good. Tallyman for the extra CP. 1 Rhino. Spawn. Death Shroud solo. That way they can try and steal home field or steal an objective. They're just kind of there to like go in the backfield and just be super annoying. 2 heavy blow drones. These are the flesh mowers, so that way they can get some melee going. They're speed 10, so they're really quick. And then they're fly, so you can actually go through buildings now if you want. Then we have the heavy blight launchers, same thing, just -2 to speed. But they're the heavy blight launchers for the Lord of Virulence. This guy, again, blocks out the backfield 12 inches. So, again, we want to test this out, trying to see if it's even needed. And you can also put it kind of like in the corner. What's cool about this thing is the base is actually like a 100 mil base. It's pretty big. And then it's a long strip of barricade. So you can actually like put the barricade towards the corner and then measure from the edge of that. So that's 12 inches. And then put the circle like more towards your home field objective. So it screens out like a really long oval. Which we'll have to measure when we put on the table, but it actually is a little bit longer than just that 100 millimeter base. 2-man Mythic Blight Haulers, 2-man Mythic Blight Haulers, and 2-man Mythic Blight. So we have 6 fucking Blight Haulers. They all are just super tanky. They all can advance and shoot with the strat. They can go through walls if needed. But yeah, it's 6 of them, guys. 6. I wish you could run 9. Poxwalkers. So just all the fast, quick moving engines instead of the defilers and stuff like that. You could run a defiler if you want to drop out a heavy blight or a mythic blight haulers with a Poxwalker, or probably the magnifiers, so you can drop that and drop this for a defiler, and just have at least one defiler in your list for like some melee punch and all the blast and lethal shots. So that is an option if you want to actually try out the defiler. All right, this is one of my favorite lists right here. So this is F Termies Terminators. The names don't fucking matter. All right, Deathlord's Chosen and Paragons of Pestusence, whatever. This one is the Termi Detachment. Deathlord's Chosen. So this is the one where you roll 2d6 for each afflicted enemy unit, subtracting 1 from the result if the bearer's below half strength. So if the result is a 6 or less, they suffer D3 mortal wounds, just D3 mortals all the time. And then subtracting 1 from the result, so if it's a 7 or less, then it's D3 mortals. Yeah, so you're basically just doing mortal splash damage all over the board with everybody, and this is just in the command phase. So in the affliction range, it doesn't have to be near a Terminator, it just has to be afflicted. And then we're pairing that with the Paragons of Pestusence. This one. This is the extending the contagion range by 3. So we're gonna have a lot of characters in this attachment. Some of them can go uppy downy, but now it's extra 3 inches. So by turn 2, you're essentially gonna have everything in contagion range. So you can come down outside 8 inches, which means on turn 2 you're going to have a 9-inch contagion range. So by turn 2, you can basically deep strike and just have whatever you want in contagion range. So that way on their command phase, you're going to put a ton of stuff in a contagion range, and they have to do all the mortal wounds on that. And also the strats, +1 OC for a character unit. So basically your Death Shroud can go up an extra OC. The Lord of Virulence can go up an extra OC. Do we have... Yeah, look at this. 6/6. Testing. So this one is visible enemy unit in contagion range. That enemy unit is +6 detection range. So that way, like, it's 15. Now you're shooting hidden units, or 12. You're shooting them 18 inches away. So that's really good. And then you can still action and shoot. So this is really good for Blight Lords or the Death Shroud. So basically, you can come down, spend 1 CP, shoot something off the objective, and then still do an action at the same time. Especially if like big 6-man units of Death Shroud, you can come down, flamer fucking everything, and then do an action at the same time. So that's really good. Enhancements. -1 to wound, excluding Terminator units. So my idea with this one... is you basically put this on a Noxus Blightbringer. So that way they're -1 to toughness, and then you attach Typhus to that unit as well. So the Poxwalkers are hidden, -1 to wound, +1 speed, reroll charges, I think, with the Blightbringer. They have to do leadership tests with the Blightbringer. Typhus can do his mortar wounds thing and not get rid of hidden. So it's just a super annoying unit to deal with, and that's a good combo right there. I think you can make him +1 OC as well. Yeah, so 1 Death Guard character unit. So basically the Typhus and everybody is now 2 OC Poxwalkers all over the place. That unit's kind of scary. So that is what I'm super excited about testing this. We have the Demon Prince, making everybody -1 ballistic skill. So even though if they're in the open, you can still get pretty good cover. Lord of Contagion, the Face of Death. This is the Battle Shock one at -1. Sorry, this one. So Face of Death is, no, just at the start of the fight phase, each enemy unit within engagement range of the bearer's unit. So imagine this guy with 6 Death Shroud and himself. So it's 7 models. Now you don't have to be within triangles anymore. You just have to be within 9 inches of the entire unit. So you can just go freaking one-on-one with everybody. You can tie up as much as you possibly can during the charge phase. And then at the start of the charge phase, before you pile in, everybody within engagement range has to do a battle shock test. So he has the aura in his unit, so everything now is -1 leadership. And I don't think the Blightbringer does anything. Let's look at the Blightbringer. Nobody's fucking used this guy ever until now. So here we go. Blightbringer abilities. Add one of the move characteristics and reroll advance to chart. So that unit's pretty fucking good. And then in the Battle Shock step of your opponent's command phase, so it's only the Battle Shock step. Nope, that's it. So it's just the Battle Shock step. But at least he's going to be with a Death Shroud unit, so this -1 leadership. And then with the Lord of Virulence with the Warp Trop Talisman. This is the one that goes uppy downy. So once per battle, kind of sucks. At the end of your opponent's turn, if the bearer's unit is not in engagement range, you can move from the battlefield, place it in strategic reserve. So basically, this unit's going to be coming down, deep strike, shoot something pretty clear off the table, be in like a good defensive position, and then after his turn, if he doesn't like get shots on him or get close to him, you can then just pick him up and then put him somewhere else and do the same exact thing. So you have 2 chances for this unit to just come down, shoot, full rerolls to wound, blow something up, and then go do something else. And also you can use a strat on this unit as well. So like if you come down in like East Bumblefuck, right, in your opponent's deployment zone, shoot something, do the action as well, and then they live, and then at the end of the turn you pick them back up and go do it again. So it's 30 points, but you literally get 2 chances to shoot the Lord of Virulence and the Death Shroud or Blightwoods. I always think of like when you have 2 chances. Tell me if you guys, it's probably just me, but in Patriot, when he says like, I'm going to get you your 3rd shot or something like that, where like they shoot once, they're loading their muskets, they shoot again, then they fall back, and then after they fall back, they all get down and they shoot one more time, like 3 times. That's kind of like what I think about this stratagem. So comment below if that reminds you of that. Lord of Virulence, Helm of the Flying King. This is the lone op one. So this is the one that's going to let you shoot and still be lone op at the same time. So pretty good enhancements in this attachment. Cannot be shot by range attacks within 18 inches. So that means like you could still shoot and then not be shot within 18 inches. So if you have hidden, cool, but at least you are able to shoot and then not be shot back by some big tanks. This is up in the air. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one or not, but it lets you kind of like stay back because there is a strat where like the Lord of Virulence, he's going to be starting on the table, so that way he can actually pick a terrain feature and put contagion on that terrain feature. It's fucking scary. So you're just like, that terrain feature all the way over there that my Lord of Virulence can see, that's contagioned. So everything in that terrain area is contagioned, which means on your turn, you just drop down your Death Shroud and just fucking charge in and do whatever you need to do. So take a look at the strats. It's very, very scary. We're already went over that guy, Tallyman, Typhus, Blight Lords, 5-man for the guy sitting in your home field. Gosh. I guess one of these guys. Okay, so the uppy downy could be the Blight Lord Terminator. So basically, the Blight Lord Terminators are for the guys sitting in the backfield. So they're the ones that, like, with the Helm of the Fly King, we have a Chaos Spawn, Chaos Spawn. You need like models to put people that aren't by terrain fusion in contagion, so you definitely want 2 of them, and then 2 big old Terminator bricks, one of them with the Lord of Contagion with the Battle Shock, and then the other one with the uppy downy. So that way when the guys come down, charge 6, murder whatever the fuck they want, consolidate back, right? If they don't, you don't even have to shoot, honestly. If you come down and just charge, you're hidden. It's up to you. Come down, charge, murder, consolidate, and now if they don't get to you, go back up, do it again. So that's probably why we're testing that. And the 2 box org units. So it is a fucking small list, but hits hard as fuck. So this is only priority assets if you take this combo. So it's priority assets and priority assets. So we have to test priority assets if that is a thing. If not, we might have to do... You can honestly just pick this to bring Purge the Foe. So if you just want to like do that and just have this just for Purge the Foe, you can do that as well. So yeah, pretty good. How many more do we have? Dude, we have 4 more fucking lists. So I'm going to go a little bit quicker because we're already at 31 minutes. I will save the last 2 for Patreons and members. So if you guys are members, you guys are going to have first access to this, and Patreons, you guys are only going to have access to this. So I'll do members only and then Patreon. So guys, support the channel, appreciate it. We've been doing this for 3-4 years. We were #1 actually on ELO at one point last year at Lone Star, ranked. So we kind of know what we're doing, and we want to grow the Dirtbag Nation, and that's all thanks to you guys. We wouldn't be doing this without you, honestly. Like this is so fun while we do it, and we want to get people better in the community. That's what the whole Dirtbag Nation's about, and it's all thanks to the support of my Patreons and members. You guys are fucking awesome. Every time I meet you guys are fucking awesome, and I hope I give the same attitude towards you guys. I don't want to be the fucking awkward types like some other channels where they just don't really talk to you, and they're super awkward, and fuck that. We're the guys you want to have a beer with and play some 40k with. So cheers. Flyblown Main Plague Marines. So this one is Champions of Contagion and Paragons of Petrescence. It's probably going a little bit longer because I'm not 100% sure of the detachments yet. I've been playing orcs for fucking all year. So this one is... this was my Flyblown list when Flyblown was like a thing. But then when the Flyblown, the stealth gave just cover instead of the -1 to hit, it all changed. And now that the Contagion is like only -1 to hit in melee, it kind of all changed there. So we're going with Contagion of Paragons, which is... sorry, it's Champions of Contagion, duh. So this is a Flyblown one, and then the second one is Paragons of which I don't think I can have. No, you can have this one. Yeah, I think somebody said... oh, that's what it was. So I had Flyblown Host before, but you can't have Flyblown and Champions of Contagion. Yeah, so Champion Contagions and this one, which is actually really good because you have an extra 3-inch Contagion when you're leading, and all of these guys are going to be leading. So it's Take and Hold, which again could be really good, or Priority Assets. I haven't tested that one out yet. We have the Ballast Putrefier, Rejuvenating Swarm. This is the -1 wound on a whole Plague Marine unit. I was doing the Flyblown Host, which is the Infiltrating, so we have to test that one because I think Flyblown is fucking really good. So yeah, Flyblown with maybe something else we got to test out. Yeah, we'll test that out. Ballast Putrefier, so 2 of these guys with the critting on 5s. We have the Demon Prince for the he's lone op, just 2 up, 4 up, and then he gives cover within 6 inches of everything. Icon Bearer's secret tech in 11th edition because he's leadership 5. He might be leadership 6, but he adds 1 OC. Leadership 5. He's fucking leadership 5. So leadership 5 adds 1 objective control to your already 2 OC Plague Marines. So now you have 3 OC Plague Marines. And once per battle at the start of any phase. So anytime you guys get battle shocked, you can basically at the end of the movement phase, he just moves over and then boom, no more battle shocked. So that way you can go do whatever. And then at the start of any phase, so basically you can unbattle shock something later on. It's really good. He's only 45 points. You're literally just bringing him for the super cheap lead a Plague Marine unit, a lot of OC, and you can attach 2 different models. So you can attach him even though there's another leader already attaching to that unit. 2 Plaguecasters, so you have 2 Plaguecasters with the 2 Ballast Putrefiers. You have the Icon Bearer with another 5-man. We actually have 3 Malignant Plaguecasters because one of them is going to be Malignant Plaguecaster with the Plague Surgeon with the needle, so we can bring back D3 models, which is cool. You probably roll 1 every single time anyway. We have the Tallyman for the extra CP. And then we have 10-man, 10-man, 5, 5, 10, 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 Plague Marines. So that's 1, 2, 3, 3, and then 4. So we have 1, 2... I'm just trying to see how many we have. We have 1, 2, which is this is 1, 2, and then this guy's leading another one, so that's 3, and then we have an extra fucking 10-man somewhere. So this guy can be with a 10-man. or 5-man. I'd probably put him with a 5-man just for like support. So you have a 5-man. So you have a 10-man that's not really doing anything. So you probably honestly drop this 190 points and add something else. Maybe Typhus and some Poxwalkers. Chaos Rhino, Poxwalkers. Yeah, so basically just trying to bring as much OC2 as possible on the board. Yeah, that's really it. So it's not a lot of points to take out. So this is basically just like walking up, being hidden in cover, -1 to hit. Yeah, because this was before the nerf. So this was basically taking the -1 to hit in cover, and basically just being all infantry hidden all over the place. So I can see this one being pretty good for priority assets or taking hold. So taking hold just basically sit. Be as tanky as possible and just fucking sit. Just be super annoying. Putting these guys in reserves as well, so that way you can put like 1 or 2 men in reserve, so that way they can walk on your opponent's deployment zone by turn 3. It's really hard to screen out in 11th edition. So that's that one. Chamberlain Victorum. So I think this one actually is pretty good. This is Flyblown Host and Chamberlain Victorum. So this is the infiltrating Plague Marines with the Flyblown, and Chamberlain Victorum, which is not Flyblown. So this one is going to be really good for 11th edition because you're able to just bring an extra 3 Poxwalker units anywhere on the table. There's actually a strat in here that you can deep strike Poxwalkers. So round 2, 3, and 4, you just basically get an additional 10 Poxwalkers that just come in from reserve. So that's why it's really good with Disruption, because Disruption, you want to basically be able to do actions all over the place. And if you can deep strike them and then do an action, that's even scarier. So that's why it's going to be really good. The strats are pretty good in this detachment. It's really tanky on some of them, and it buffs a lot of the Poxwalkers in this. So you can add one to the toughness to a Poxwalker unit. You can add one OC to a Poxwalker unit. You can add one to the Battle Shock step and leadership test of the Poxwalker units. So we have a Ballast Putrefier. These are going to be in the 10-man Plague Marine infiltrating units. So you have 2 10-man Plague Marines infiltrating with some characters. We have the Demon Prince, always. We have the Icon Bearer. We have 2 of the Plague Casters. So basically these are just really hard-hitting Plague Marine units infiltrating. We have another Plague Caster. One of them is the Sorrowfin. This is the extra damage right here. So basically add one of the damage characters to the Plague Wind. So it's D3 plus 1 damage. So you can do between 2 to 4 damage from your Plague Wind. Every time you do it, you kill D3 bodyguards. But who cares? They're just chaff for this guy specifically anyway. I think it works. Each time the bearer makes 1 or more attacks with the Plague Wind weapon. Yeah, so it works in Overwatch as well. So if you want to Overwatch, you kill some of your Plague Bearers and then just do a shit ton of damage on the Overwatch. D6 plus 3 damage, auto hitting. Really good. Next, Blightbringer, Talisman of the Bargaining. That's this one. So add one of the toughness. So it's T5 Plague Bearers. Harder to kill. You have Typhus with that unit. So now Typhus with the T5 Poxwalkers and the Noxus Blightbringer, and then the Tallyman. So Plague Marine, 20 Infiltrator, 10-10, Rhino, Spawn, Blade Launcher, and these guys are just kind of just sitting back. They're the long range, but you have most of the stuff that's going to kind of be spreading out. You have infiltrating Poxwalkers, home field Poxwalkers, reserve Poxwalkers. These guys don't really have to reserve now with the hidden rule, but they could reserve. So you can reserve them, rapid ingress them on, just kind of move up and charge with Typhus, get him into combat as soon as possible. Typhus provides a -1 hit in combat. So super annoying units to deal with. And then again, 30 more Poxwalkers coming in later in the game. So that's why I really want to try this list. Chamberlain Victorum Bus. So this is the Chamberlain one, but with contagion engines. Okay, cool. So this one is going to be contagion engines with the Chamberlain Victorum. So it's the same detachment, but with a lot more engines. So somebody, I think shout out to the Discussing the Resilient podcast. Like, these guys were running this back in like 10th edition before 11th edition, and he was basically just running this with a shit ton of demon engines and just poxwalkers just to do like there, just be there. So it was more about just like bringing as many engines as possible and then still having action monkeys to do stuff. So basically you're getting an additional 65 times 3, 180, 190, 195 points just for free. It's not bad. Demon Prince, Lord of Contagion. Lord of Contagion with Contagion engines. But the Lord of Contagion is just so good. This guy is obviously going to buff the engines. Nox's Blightbringers with the pipes. Chamberlain. So he's got the pipes. This is adding one to the Battle Shock and OC. So now the whole unit is OC2 and Leadership 6 or 5. Might be Leadership 5 because he might be 6. So Leadership 5 on this unit. Super hard to deal with. So even if you try to Battle Shock them, they're just like, I'm 2 OC everywhere, bro. I don't fucking care. Typhus with that unit. So anytime Typhus is like mortal wounds, you make Poxwalkers, which are then OC2. Tallyman. And those are the leaders. 20 Poxwalker, 10 Boxwalker, Spawn, Death Shroud Terminator. So you have 2 actually hard-hitting units coming down. One with the Lord of Virulence that can come down in Flamer, buff, and then the Lord of Contagion come down and just murder. And then we have Blight Launcher, Heavy Blight Launchers, or Mythic Blight Haulers, 2 of them, Mythic Blight Haulers, 2 of them. So basically 4 Mythic Blight Haulers running around with Assault. These 2 guys with Assault, buffing with the Lord of Virulence and the Death Shroud. So this one's like super aggressive, a lot of bodies and more bodies coming down. So you're basically pushing towards the middle of the terrain, like to the middle of the board, and then past. So you're going to infiltrate, kind of start on the line, and then on turn 2, that's when you're committing everything with like your vehicles, everything, and then you still have 3 extra units popping around doing actions and screening. Plus, the Demon Prince is super tanky as well. So, lastly, guys, let's stop it here. If you guys are new to the channel, do all the YouTube shit, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. If you guys are interested in the merch, check that out. Description below. These shirts, the red, white, and blue shirts, they stand out so much at RTTs and GTs. And support the channel. Head over to Patreon and the members tab. So head over to Patreon, join the Dirtbag Nation, and get that professional coach in your corner to bounce a list like this ideas off of for the entire 11th edition. Good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon. All right, guys, thanks for sticking towards the end of the video. If you guys want to support the channel, all the links in the description below, which we'll go over. But these right here, we have 3D prints of Cypher, Tech Priest, Phobo Libby, Combi Libby, Lieutenant, Calidus, Codiaz, and the Lord of Contagion. All those are up for sale. Message me on Discord. All these widgets, the 6-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch, 1-inch, they pop out. Those are up for sale. The 9-inch widget, the 1 CP token, where you guys can keep track of the CP every single game. The token markers for Chaos and Grey Knights, they're poker chips. Those are really good for sticky objectives. And then also the wound gauges and the fuck you and fuck me tokens are up for sale as well. And we have a new sponsor, Snot Goblin Terrain. They are really, really cool. What's great about them is you can customize them for any layout. So if you run a Games Workshop layout, or if you run WTC layout, you can run it that way. And the best part, it's super hard plastic, not going to break on you. And also it's all fully painted. So check on the link below if you guys want to check these guys out. We use them in our streams and they look super awesome on the stream, but it's really good to travel into all your stores and bring them with you. So check those guys out. Then we still have 3D6 Wargaming, where if you guys want some custom templates, you guys can click on these. And then our new and improved Rexar lasers, laser lights with the Dirtbag logo on them. These guys are at a lot of local GTs, especially in the Texas area, but these these lasers are rechargeable. So definitely be picking this up. I'm going to be getting sent one of these so I can show you guys on the live stream and stuff like this. But you guys get the Dirtbags and the lasers rechargeable, so highly recommend the Rexar lasers in the description below. Look at this. Look at that line. It is so good. And it's rechargeable. At the top, it's got the USB. Just plug it right in. Good to go. This shit is legit. And lastly, guys, the merch store. This I love seeing at GTs. When you see it across the room, you see your own logo, which is so cool. It's the red, white, and blue. We have the hats as well. They're all flex fit with the Dirtbags logo on the back. I just love wearing backwards hats. But all of these are available in the Printify shop. It's print to order, so you can get all these shirts, different sizes, different colors. We also have the old school stuff. We have the Nurgling. We have mugs, which you can fit your entire hand in, and some of the Grey Knight logos as well. So let me know what I'm missing. You can message me on Discord, but stay tuned. If you guys are interested in the Patreon, that'll come up last. So appreciate it, guys, and let's keep it going. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40k. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to add unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get. If you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setups that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons, you guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. We really want to get a bigger studio going. That is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.